I'm a nerd.
Nerds.
Nerds.
Nerds!
I'm not kissing a nerd.
What is a nerd?
We interrupt this program for an important message from Nerdables.
Welcome, Deadables, to another edition of the Walking Dead cast. I'm your host, as always, R.A. Rain. With me, as usual, is Ethan.
What's up?
So let's just get it out of the way now. Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. If you haven't watched the episode, go back, watch the episode, then listen to this podcast. Because we're going to review the season 6, episode 7, start to finish.
It's episode 8.
Is it 8?
Yep.
It is 8. Episode 8.
Don't question me.
It should have been titled "What WTF? What the fuck?"
Didn't they have an episode titled WTF at one point?
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay, so where we left off last episode.
Can we get it out of the way that
No,
yeah.
not yet.
No? Okay.
Where we left off last episode was that the community of Alexandria was now
in turmoil.
was now breached, and zombies were entering.
Mm-hmm.
Following the book, like normal.
Yeah.
We see everybody run for cover. You know, Rick, Michonne, Jesse and her kids, and Rick and his kids, along with Deanna and
All of them basically holed up in Jesse's house.
who's the preacher again?
Gabriel?
Gabriel.
Yeah.
Yes, all of them. So basically, Rick and a bunch of losers are all, other than Michonne and Curl,
They all get held up in Jesse's house.
Morgan and Carol end up together in the house that Morgan built.
Prison, basically.
The prison, basically, yes. Maggie ends up on a scaffold, and
Carl, or Glenn and Enid are still outside.
yes, what's their names?
Tara,
Mullet Boy,
Eugene, and Rosita.
Short Shorts, and Lesbian all end up. I was trying to give them nicknames and it wasn't working. Tara, Rosita, and Eugene all end up in the schoolhouse / garage.
Mm-hmm.
No one knows what happened to the rest of the community that keeps coming out of the woodwork of Alexandria.
They mentioned that everybody's made it back into their houses. So.
Really, because you saw Tara and Rosita grab the other guy that Rick was building the wall with last episode, and he's gone.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is, when Tara and Rosita and Eugene were sitting in the garage, Rosita's like, well, it looks like everybody got back into their houses.
Yes.
So, we can assume that everybody made it back to their house and is under lock and key, basically.
Right. Okay, so the zombies are filling the streets of Alexandria.
Mm-hmm. One really cool looking one.
Yeah.
That we'll do with our zombie of the week, I guess.
That's got to be the zombie of the week.
Yeah.
We see, so everybody's ducking for cover.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the biggest tease since they've teased it like 2 or 3 times with Carl and Ron in the garage. Ron pulls a gun on Carl, and everybody, you were thinking, here it is. Even admitted, Ethan, you even thought that it was going to happen now.
No, I told you he's going to get shot. I still have no inkling that he's going to be shot in the eye.
So luckily, Rick and Jesse come in to save the day as zombies attack.
Well, they definitely had a better fight sequence this time, I would say.
Oh,
other than
definitely.
The push that was like a couple episodes ago. Stop it.
Stop it. Don't use your fist. Just hit me.
So they definitely had a better little fight sequence, better choreographed one. So I would say it was a nice little struggle.
It was a little struggle. Let's put it that way.
Because they're both little. I get it.
No, that was bad. We also saw a moment with Enid and Glenn outside, where he was trying to convince her to go in and help save everybody And we finally found out who the other end of the walkie-talkie that says help was.
Yep. Which is it was very faint. Like if you weren't really paying attention, you would have missed it.
Oh, totally.
Like
totally.
I would have thought they would have made it a little more prominent.
Yeah. Which
But-
was Eugene. He happens to pick up the walkie-talkie when you hear Daryl in the background.
Mhm.
And it's just this very, very faint help.
Yeah. So
And then you have Rosita and Tara save him and run him into the garage.
pretty much.
So we're in the house. The zombies, or we're in Jesse's house, and the zombies are starting to fill up.
Mhm.
Rick obviously has to he has to cut the axe the deadbolt off of the garage door.
Well, I mean, we'll backtrack a little bit. That's what Ron did before he pulled the gun on Carl. Is he basically took the key out of the deadbolt or locked the
Locked him
garage
in, yeah.
door and took it out. And so that's why Rick couldn't get in. So he started hacking away at the door locks. But
Which just totally fucked him up with the zombies coming in.
right, pretty much.
And then zombies just were coming in everywhere. I mean, you know, they were breaking through all the doors. It's funny is they could break through those windows of those doors and everything very easily, but the ones that they were pounding on for the garage, they couldn't get through.
No.
You know,
Well, I mean that you think about it, it's way up top. They're not using any force behind it. You know, they were basically pushing up against the glass that was the window by the garage and all that.
yes.
So
Which did you find more interesting, the storyline with Rick and Deanna and everybody, or the storyline with Morgan and the wolf and Carol?
well, the wolf with Carol and Morgan kind of went the way I was planning on it going. So
Because that's a storyline that's separate from the book.
right, and you know, it's just oh, we have these two characters, we need to do something with them,
Mm-hmm.
kind of deal. So that's what that's what I think it was. It was just something that as a filler.
It was a
then-
nice way to fill in more of the story from the book with what's going on with the other people there,
Right.
other than just the panels we get to see in the book.
Right. So I mean, and it went exactly how you thought it would go. Like I felt either the wolf was gonna get killed or he's gonna basically escape.
Yeah. Well, I thought at some point they're going to have to leave Morgan no choice but to kill the wolf,
Mm.
because then that way, I mean, it could have gone two ways. One, either Morgan makes Carol understand that you can't kill everybody, or two, Carol makes Morgan understand that no one, you have to kill him.
Right.
And he's so far gone anyways that you have to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because he's literally a step ahead of the walkers.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a zombie in his own right.
Essentially, I
Yeah.
mean, like he's basically a thug. You
Yeah.
know, that's all it is.
Well, he's more than a thug. I mean, he's irredeemable at this point.
Yeah.
And that's either from being
Just out there too
brainwashed
long.
or out there too long or whatever. But he's too far gone to be redeemed. Morgan, on the other hand, hadn't really killed anybody other than that one or two people we saw.
Mm-hmm.
It hadn't been ingrained into him by other sources, in order to no, the dogs the dog's your buddy tonight. So what the hell did you do to the dog?
Didn't do anything. Where are you going?
Okay, so
Anyway,
so anyways, yes. What were your feelings when they were trapped in the house? What did you think they were going to do? Reading the book and knowing where it goes from point A to point B, where did you think the show would be?
you mean like Rick and Michonne and all of them, right? Yeah. Well, I mean, I think I told you where I was thinking it was going was, every time you saw him inching forward and forward, I was just like, oh, crap. Well, he's just going to mess it up, And I start pointing at certain characters.
You're talking about Sam.
Well, Sam, yeah. And then, like, I was thinking, oh, maybe it was Ron. Ron is just going to do something.
What did you think of when Deanna, when you heard Judith scream, and then you walk, Rick opens the door and Deanna's like leaning over the crib.
I thought she just died, like, and she hasn't turned yet, but I thought she was just, like, dead, like, hanging on the crib.
Yeah.
But Yeah, apparently Rick Rick thought that
she was
turned.
gone. Yeah.
Because I was thinking, the way her arms were in, she was like almost touching the bottom of that baby carrier or whatever it is.
Oh yeah,
I was
she
like,
was
that
halfway in.
the baby would have been dead if she turned already.
Yeah.
So
Um. So did the episode feel like it moved very fast to you?
it was a lot faster paced than the rest of the last couple episodes.
Yeah.
It's definitely like this is what they were getting to,
Yes.
and so that's why it felt more
But to me,
involved.
it almost felt like they had wait episodes, and then oh shit, we got to hurry up and throw everything in here.
Mhm.
Wait, we don't have time to throw everything that we really want in here, so we got to
Especially
leave.
the way that it ended. It's just kind of like
Do you
that's
want?
it.
Do you want to skip right to that?
Well, no, we'll save it for when we get to that point.
I mean, because we had there were certain things in the show that were poignant to moving the story forward.
Mhm.
Obviously, the whole situation with the wolf gets to a point where, obviously Carol and Morgan go at each other. I love the fact that when Morgan says you don't trust me, and she says, or you don't trust anybody, and she says, no, I trust a few, but you're at the bottom.
right.
I'm
Exactly.
like, really? Morgan's at the bottom of your trust list?
Yeah,
I
well,
can think of about 10 other people
but
in
think about her.
Alexandria that I would put at the bottom of your
But
list.
think about it. She doesn't know Morgan. Nobody else other than Rick maybe know Morgan.
Michonne a little bit.
Not even. Well, Michonne maybe. Yeah.
Michonne
because
knows
she-
his
she
character
knows-
and saw where he was and where he
Yeah.
is now.
But he never came back to the group in the earlier seasons and whatnot. So I mean, it's just this is technically the first time Carol is meeting Morgan is while they're in Alexandria. So yeah, I mean, like of course she's not gonna. She still doesn't know who he is, even from beginning. Even from like the season 1 Morgan,
Yeah.
she doesn't even know who he was.
And we definitely have confirmation now that Maggie is pregnant
Yeah.
and that Glenn knows
Mm-hmm.
because Glenn made the comment, which was a weird way to get Eden to help out.
Right.
You know?
Well,
You-
I think it was Glenn just kind of, driving home the fact and saying, "Hey, you know what? We need to work together. We need this, and you need to be a part of this. This is your family now.
Yeah.
You don't have. You feel like you don't have a family. This is your family now. You need to care about these people that are still alive."
I'm telling you what, Eden is definitely filling in the Sophia role.
I think so. Yeah.
It just the more and more it goes, it looks like
Mhm.
that's the role that she is now filling in. And you were talking about from the book, the people that die in the Walker siege of Alexandria. I don't know if I totally agree with all of the people that died in the book. Yes, I didn't think that they would have Deanna die tonight.
Mhm.
Because doesn't in the book the role that she is playing,
Mhm.
I forget his name now.
Douglas.
Douglas isn't in the book. Douglas dies further later on.
No.
He dies during
He
the
does-
siege,
Yeah, I think he dies during the same amount of time.
during the zombie siege.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think that I don't know. There's. I'm trying not to skip ahead because it's so hard,
Mhm.
especially doing this because you automatically start thinking about the last things you saw,
Right.
and you forget about the stuff that happens earlier on in the episode.
Right.
We saw the bad CG balloons again.
Well, I think that was just the preview from last week, right?
No, it was because remember Maggie's laying down on the top of the scaffold
Oh,
at this
and she
point,
sees
and
it.
she sees him up above.
Mhm.
I mean, there wasn't a lot, even though the streets were covered with zombies. As Ethan knocks over his microphone because he's too busy playing with the dog.
Your dog's going nuts right now.
Well, that would be because you were playing with her. So we saw a lot of zombies, but we didn't really see them up close. Good Lord, what the hell did you do to the dog?
Didn't do anything.
It's like you made zombie dog.
Jeez. All right.
What did the Michonne did the Michonne Deanna relationship seem to come out of the blue to you? They haven't
no
really
and
been,
yes. I think it's in the effort of Michonne's character to find out who she is.
Sure.
And so this is just it's Deanna was like the mentor role to Michonne.
But it didn't seem like there wasn't a lot of character development done in the show within the episodes.
I mean,
To
there
get
was
to that point.
the point where she gives Michonne the plans on what she wants Alexandria to be,
Right.
this and that. It was all her stuff was, basically passing on to Michonne. So like I see it as that,
Yes.
but yeah.
We just missed it because we were waiting on the mid-season, preview. We just
Okay,
missed
it'll
it.
be online.
So I don't know. There's just there were things about this episode that I liked, I enjoyed. I felt like harkened back to the book, but then there were a lot of stuff that it's like, wait, why didn't we get to what we needed to? I mean, it was a cliffhanger, yes,
Mhm.
but it wasn't a cliffhanger. You know?
Yeah, it was a cliffhanger.
Well,
The way that it ends, I mean, like you're not sure what happens, and you want to tune in to see what happens. So that's
No,
the
this is-
definition of a cliffhanger.
Okay, we're getting to the point where I had said, and I've been saying for a year and a half, that the mid-season finale here would be Carl losing his eye. And they teased it 2 or 3 times,
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't get to that point in the book.
Well, you mean in the show?
In the show, they didn't get to the point in the book where they get to that.
Mm-hmm.
Because, matter of fact, they didn't even get to some of the people that die in the book. It's like they halfway got there.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're going to halfway get there, because where it is, where the whole thing with Carl losing an eye, in the book, I mean, it's at the end of...
It's basically where it ends, is like around when it happens.
Yeah, it's where this episode, to me, should have ended.
Mm-hmm.
Because that would have, to me, like I said, and I've been saying, that would have been a really good cliffhanger because as an audience, you wouldn't know if Carl died or died or not.
Right.
Then you have to wait December, January, and mid-February to find out
Mm-hmm.
if Carl is dead or not.
Yeah.
Now it looks like if they're going to do it, it's going to be, oh, well, the first episode back maybe, and then they'll either rush him into the
Well, it's like the whole thing with the Terminus storyline.
Yes.
It ends on that, with them in the train car, and then the next episode really felt like that should have been the season finale because
the beginning
everything
of 6,
ended basically.
or the beginning
On
of
a
5.
Yeah, because it's basically like, oh, well, everything ended for that
Yes.
storyline. And
Yes,
that's what
you
it's
could have
been-
you could have had that as that because I know they wanted to have that big moment from what Rick had from the comic book, in the train car at Terminus.
right.
That
That's
They
the
don't know who they're
cliffhanger they
fucking with
wanted
or
to-
whatever.
Yeah, they didn't want to. They wanted to leave it on that cliffhanger.
and we said it, we've said it on the Nerdables podcast. That should have been the mid-season finale for season 4,
Mm-hmm.
right?
What was the season finale?
Right. It was
The train
it was
car,
the
okay.
season finale for 4, but it
we
could
said the
have
first episode of 5 should have been the season finale for 4
yes
because it ended everything with Terminus,
yes.
and that's what like to give a more satisfying ending to a season. That should have been the episode to.
Although,
it.
and you heard me say it during the episode, when they strapped Judith to Carl,
Mm-hmm.
I for the first time since we've done this, I've had doubts to whether Carl's going to lose an eye or not. To
Yeah.
me, they either kill Judith, or they shoot Carl in the eye.
Mm-hmm.
I'm now torn between which one is. I think Carl with the eye is more socially friendly than Ron killing the baby by accident.
Mm-hmm.
Because as much as we have kids, and that's the other thing is that I'm wondering if they decided not to do it, or to even cut the episode differently because there's so many school shootings and things like that nowadays, kids shooting kids, that they may not do it because of that reason. I hope they don't cop out for that reason.
No, because I mean you see Carl shoot a bunch of guys like when the wolves.
We haven't
broke in.
seen Carl shoot anybody in a year.
Yeah, the guy, the wolf that came in and was chasing Ron.
Oh, he had the machine gun. Yeah.
No, it's. I mean, I don't think that's what they're worried about. But I do want to say because the way in the book, Laurie is holding Judith and gets shot. And
Laurie-
yes, and then the bullet goes through Laurie and hits Judith.
Judith is already dead, way dead in the book.
Yeah, and then Laurie falling on top of Judith. I think either she got shot or with Laurie falling on top of her killed her, or whatever. I think that could be a thing. Maybe Carl gets shot and he falls forward,
And you
lands on Judith, and basically crushes her. You know,
So you remove his eye and kill her at the same time?
maybe that could be a possibility. Or like season 2 when he gets shot, he just gets shot through the stomach or the chest or something, but
Yeah.
that causes him to fall, and he falls forward, landing on top of Judith because Ron is behind him.
Yes.
So I mean, if he started freaking out, and
Well,
pulled the
obviously
gun
he
out-
could turn around and you
yeah,
know.
but
But yeah, I mean, we didn't get to that. All we got to with them was walking out, and
Mhm.
then we had Sam,
just kept saying mom.
mom, like he does in the book,
Mhm.
which causes the zombies to pay
Basically,
attention to
yeah.
them and attack them.
Mhm.
But yes, and you did call it. Rick has the axe in his hand, like he does in the book.
Because then Jesse's not gonna let go of Carl's hand.
Right.
And Carl's gonna start freaking out because he's like, "Dad, she's not letting go. She's not letting go." And then Rick ends up cutting Jesse's hand off
Yes.
to let go of Carl, basically.
Which could be a reason why Ron shoots Carl.
Could be. But yeah.
Because we already seen where he's pulled the gun on Ron a couple of times.
Mhm.
Now we could see it where, oh wait, your dad killed my dad, and now he cut my mom's arm off. My brother's dead.
Mhm.
My mom's dying. Bam, Carl's Carl's the only thing he can get to.
Well, I mean, he just starts shooting, and I think that's what
That's
it
true.
is.
Well, he could be shooting at Rick, and Carl's just in the way.
Or the swarm of zombies around, he decides to pull out the gun. But like Ron just basically learned right now how to shoot a gun, so I mean his aim isn't that good. The way that they focus so much on, hey, this is how you're supposed to aim your gun, blah blah blah, in the 2 episodes beforehand or whatnot.
Yeah.
And so that could be it. His aim is just off, and so he's just trying to shoot all the walkers, and then his aim is off, and he can end up shooting Carl.
Yeah. But I mean, it's got to happen. I just don't see him killing Jesse. But you're right. The way when they started holding hands,
Everything started
falling
forming
into place.
with the book.
Right.
And so, AMC's notorious for not following the book to a T, especially if they want to keep a character around. But it's just, so many things are leading to that point. So I feel like, yeah, I mean, Jesse is going to
Yes.
go.
Oh, I mean, it's getting to that point where where we are getting to the fact that they're going to.
Right.
But you would think that would be a good mid-season finale.
Yes, I agree with you on that.
Not them just walking out. Because I get the point. To me, what it seems like is there should be one more episode.
Yeah.
Because now they're walking out. You seem like it's got a little bit of hope.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, they're going to make it. Oh, okay. Then we come back next episode, and everything just turns to fucking hell.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have, Carl getting shot at the very end of that. And,
Well, that's the thing is all the mid-season finales so far have been ended on a low note.
yes.
If you think it's season 4, the mid-season finale was when the governor took over the prison. Season
They all were
5
scattered. Yeah.
Season 5 was Beth dying.
Yep.
So I mean, it seems like there's that little gleam of hope, and then shit happens.
Right.
Where this is the little gleam of hope, and then it ends. It's just like it doesn't feel finished.
Because we've already said Negan is not going to make an appearance this season.
No.
There's no way.
I say at the earliest is going to be like the last episode of this season.
See, I don't even think that, because the
Mhm.
casting for Negan wasn't announced unless they had already had already cast it, and then they went,
Well,
well,
no,
now
but
let's make the
also-
announcement.
But also, if it's something as subtle as seeing the guy in the leather jacket with the jeans and then like Lucille by his side, they've done that before. With
And
Michonne.
then cast the person
Yeah, like
later.
Michonne wasn't cast at the end of season 2, but you see her.
Right,
Some actress was playing her. With the Walker pets.
right.
So I mean, like seeing some sort of
Reference to it.
reference to him, or even seeing Dwight again.
See, I was thinking you see Dwight, and this time you see him with the burn.
Yeah,
Um,
but yeah, I mean, definitely Negan's not going to show up this season. There might be the little reference to him, but that's the only thing I can think of.
and they've already shown Jesus, so he'll be
But
showing
yeah,
up.
he's going to be, I think, next half of this season.
Oh yeah.
Is going to be all about Jesus.
Now when he makes his appearance, excuse me, it's not at Alexandria. It's
Yeah, I think they're on a run or something like that.
do they come and help save them from the zombies?
I
forget.
think
It's been
so.
so long since I read it.
Because the thing I remember about Jesus is that he runs in with like a drop kick or something,
Right.
And that's when he's first introduced.
And it was right around when Carl loses his eye.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, after we're done here, we
You
can
will go
look it
back and
up.
listen to it. Yeah, or
Yeah, we'll-
watch it.
Yeah.
We'll listen to the book.
Yeah. So we'll go and take a look and see how he gets introduced. But I think that's how he gets introduced. Is they're out and about on a run or something, and they get kind of
From
swarmed.
Hilltop. Yeah.
Yeah, they get kind of swarmed, and then
It could be that Daryl and them find them,
that could be
and
true.
then they're swarmed and they save them and they bring them back with them,
Yeah, that could be very true.
and then that's how they help stop the
Mhm.
zombie siege at Alexandria.
But you know what is an interesting thing that I just thought about is that Daryl and them are driving around in a gasoline truck.
Yes.
So I want to kind of curious if that's how they're going to get rid of all the zombies. Is basically just
Burn 'em?
hose them down with all the gasoline.
That would be fun, and that's what I've wanted to see for a while,
Hmm.
more so than Zombie Baby.
Yeah.
And Zombie Baby, I still want to see. So, was there anything about this episode you were surprised about?
No, not really.
Was as a mid-season finale, was it a letdown?
A little bit, just because it doesn't feel complete.
Yes, that's
that's
exactly
what
how
it
I
is.
feel.
That's what I think. But I think it was a very good episode. But I just think the way that it ended, it doesn't. I don't feel completed as watching it, and I'm like, well, yeah,
To me, it feels like
Mhm.
there should have been 5 or 10 more minutes of this episode.
yeah. Or even if it just started like shit hitting the fan and they ended it,
Yes,
that would be something. It was so calm for a mid-season
Uh-huh.
finale.
and I could tell when they start playing the music, you're going, okay, this is the end of it. But then you start thinking, well, sometimes they'll play the music right before something major happens.
Right.
So that's when and then when he started saying "Mom," I thought, here it goes. And then it's just like, that's it?
Yeah.
Wait, it's like getting a blowjob, and then all of a sudden she stops right before the end of it, and you're going, wait,
That's the reference you're going with.
that's it? Let's finish this.
I'm left with blue balls.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's
It's Walking
show,
Dead. It's Walking Dead blue balls.
it's show emotional blue balls.
There we go.
It's like literally there should have been. Wait, no! I'm almost there. Wait, huh? No, let me finish. Yeah,
Yes.
I just
So, now that we lost all our viewers,
the show gave me blue balls.
but
I mean, it's not like it didn't end. To me, it didn't end on a note that makes me want the show to hurry back. Like I can't. I need it. February. I need February here.
Right.
It's like no. You know what? I can wait till February 17th now.
yeah, because
I'm-
we just feel like, oh well, the first episode of next
Yeah.
next half is gonna be what we're wanting to get now.
Yeah.
And
But
so,
it's not like, oh my god, I need to find it.
Mhm.
It's not. It's
It's
not.
it's not a cliffhanger that leaves you with urgency.
Yeah.
It's a cliffhanger that you're like, okay, I know something's gonna happen.
It's not a beheading. It's not a tank running over a fence with everybody scattered to the wind.
Mm-hmm.
It's not any of that stuff. It's just oh, okay.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of Fear the Walking Dead. Oh, there's a boat. Okay, so they're gonna go down the boat now.
Yeah. Like we were saying, oh, we wanted
Yay.
to see the camera go under the water to see like
Walking
zombies water.
zombie.
Yeah, water zombies. And
Yeah,
it's like,
if I saw zombies walking across the bottom of the ocean towards the boat, I'd be like, yes, okay, give me this show next year.
yeah,
Now it's like, all right, I'll wait for it. Yeah, it's
yeah.
So yeah, okay. Zombie of the week,
The detached jaw zombie.
detached jaw zombie. There's
Just
no
whole swinging jaw, just like as he's walking by.
yeah. There was really no zombie kill of the week.
No, I mean,
Nothing
we didn't see.
spectacular.
We didn't see any really. I think just a couple dead ones that they drag upstairs. But I mean, like you don't.
The
really
disemboweling was kind of
Yeah, you don't actually see them kill any of them, basically.
And to me, did the costumes of them in the bed sheets and everything, basically the Walker ponchos, did they look fake?
They look very cleanly cut for the holes for their head.
Well, they look cleanly cut, but then it just all of the zombie body parts that were on it, just it looked like it was glued on, and it didn't have a shine to it like it's fresh blood or stuff like that, like they originally did when Glenn and Rick had it
That's
on.
the thing is, the zombies were more fresh then. This they had to add it to be more darker black because they're decaying.
But still, even the black and everything, it looked more. It didn't have like a fresh, and everything looked like it was just like matted down. It didn't look like it was had any much texture to it, and much contrast to it. It just felt very, oh, well, okay, I can tell. They just put a poncho on them that's got some
I thought it was fine.
It just
I mean, like, because if you think about it, they've been decaying for 5 years. So,
yeah,
I mean,
but
like,
I'm not even
it's
talking
not
about
gonna
that.
be like shiny and red. It's just gonna.
But
be,
it still should be fresh and
it's gonna be,
wet
like,
on them.
goopy. Yeah.
It should be goopy, and it wasn't. But that's the problem: is it wasn't goopy. It was just. It looked like a costume that was made for that moment. If they would have added whatever whatever they had put on there, and then they had sprayed it with something, like with oil or something to give it more shine or more, more contrast, more texture, then it would have looked more real. This just looked like it had been on them and it already dried, and it was too soon to be dried like it was. It looks like it looked like when you put glue on, like on paper.
Unless if you think about it, like they only had 2 of the walkers for like the 6 or 7 of them.
Yeah,
So I mean, they were maybe running out of like
parts.
basically. So
Zombie goop.
yeah. So I mean, like maybe they put less on so it dried faster. Who knows?
You're justifying it.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm just picking it apart because I had so many issues, and it didn't give me my satisfaction that I wanted.
Yeah. You didn't get to finish your blowjob.
I didn't get the cum. I didn't get the relief.
Jeez.
Anything else about the show? About this episode?
Well, I think now we definitely have nobody else listening. So
We did see that Glenn got to see that when Maggie was still alive,
Mm-hmm.
and she's on a makeshift scaffold.
Yeah.
Which to me it looked like they could have easily pulled that down if they were able to walk through the doors the way they
Well,
did.
that's the thing is, the thing is, Maggie, I think, is still on track to have the whole depression phase. I want to say, so it's. I mean, like in the book, she gets into like real deep depression.
Yeah, but that's
after
way
Herschel
before
died.
this.
Yeah, but I mean, they haven't touched on it. That's what I'm saying. Is like, it's still if they're planning to do it. I don't know.
I don't
if
think you can
these-
go back to that because what we're talking about is in the book after the whole thing at the prison and Herschel dies. Beth had already been dead, way dead.
Beth isn't even in the book.
She's in the book at the very beginning, but I thought she died right off. Her sister. I mean, she's like barely mentioned. She dies on the farm,
Probably. Yeah.
but the only one that's really left is Herschel, and
It's Herschel and her 2 younger sisters, which aren't even referenced in the show.
right. They both merged them into Beth.
I guess. Basically,
or something or other.
one of the prisoners that were in the prison is insane, and he killed off the two little kids.
Yes.
And then Herschel dies at the prison after the whole, I guess, zombie horde comes through
Yes.
and the raid with the governor and all that.
And then-
it puts her basically in a depression.
Until she tries to kill herself in the woods, which they've way gone past it. They could have done that when they were in season 4 when they were on their trek terminus. That's when you should have done it. But now, I mean, because they could have done it, and then Tara saved her, and then, or not Tara, because Tara wasn't there. Rosita saved her, and then it would have been, fine, or whoever she was with at that time. It would have worked there. Now they've gone way past that point. They can't do that storyline anymore. I mean, they can do it. If they're going to do it, they have to wait till that moment with Glenn and Negan.
Not even that. What if she falls off the scaffolding, has a miscarriage?
I don't think they're going to do that.
I'm not saying that that's what they can do, but I mean, like, there's a bunch of things that are like building up that can end up like that.
Yeah,
Either
but,
that or with if they do end up killing off Glenn with Negan.
but as much as they're saying with, they don't follow the story of the book.
I
They
know.
are following
I
the
know.
timeline of the book.
It's an interesting story for Maggie, and I think that they haven't really been doing anything with Maggie's character this season.
It sounds like Maggie's going to kind of take over the role of Deanna.
Yeah,
She's going to fill that gap where Rick can't actually go.
right.
Anything else before we wrap up? Anything you're expecting to happen in the second half of the season?
Other than Carl getting shot.
How close do you think they're going to get to All Out War? Or do you think All Out War is going to be season 7?
All Out War probably won't. No, I wouldn't even expect it until like season 8.
You don't think it'll be the second half of season 7?
No. There's so much that happens in the book between when we see Negan, which I still think Negan's gonna show up in season 7,
Mm-hmm.
and basically establishing him, and then the whole thing with Dwight planning with Rick, and we still have another 2 communities that we have to introduce.
3, technically.
3?
Yeah.
No, you have the Saviors.
You have the Saviors, you have Hilltop, you have the Kingdom.
Yeah. Okay. So, and then like the whole planning with the Kingdom and all the other communities against Negan. There's the whole storyline with Carl and Negan
Mm-hmm.
that
Do you think the
Maybe-
season finale will be the death of Abraham?
it could be. I mean, I don't think his death was prominent enough to basically be a season finale type deal. And his character is kind of just fallen off. Like, they haven't really been doing anything with his character.
Right.
So I can just see it as a one-off episode where basically just to add the shock value. They,
Or-
they
Or
end
do you
up
see
killing
it
off,
like mid-season next year or something?
maybe. To be honest with you, I don't see Abraham making it past this season.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong. I mean, the way that the show is. I mean, to be honest with you, the way that they set up the scene, or like the set dressing
Mm-hmm.
and everything where they were before Daryl met up with them was exactly the way it looks like in the book, basically. And so, like, I honestly thought, especially since Dwight already had the crossbow and everything like that, I was like, for sure, Abraham's dying this episode, and he didn't.
Yeah. That's why I think that could be the season finale.
It could be. I mean, if they have to add,
Or within, I mean, that may not be the very end of the season finale, but it could be within the season finale.
I just don't think Abraham's a prominent enough character for people to like really care if he died on a season finale
Mm-hmm.
versus just another episode to add the shock to it.
Yeah.
All
All right. So, anything else we wanted to talk about before we wrap up the mid-season
mid-season finale,
finale?
the incomplete finale.
Yes.
No, I mean, I think we covered all our bases, but we would like to hear what people think. So
Yes.
tell us, what do you think about the season finale? Do you feel like you were stopped mid blowjob, as Rich likes to put it, or if you felt like it was satisfying enough?
If
We'd
you're a
like to know.
girl, did the show pull out too soon? If you're a guy,
Don't even, no.
Did she not allow you to finish?
No, don't. Oh my goodness.
We
just-
really we need to hear. I want to hear. Please leave us a comment. Let us know what you thought of the mid-season.
leave us a comment on iTunes, or even go to their Facebook page. Drop a line. Be like, hey, you guys are stupid. That's
Even leave
cool.
us a limp dick emoji.
No, we don't. Oh my goodness.
That's what they need. There needs to be a fully hard emoji and a limp one.
That's it. I'm done.
No, it's
I'm done.
serious.
I'm done.
So, Ethan, will you be back after the mid-season? Are you done, like you just said?
I'm done with you.
You're done
No.
with me. Well, on that note, please leave us a comment. Let us know what you thought of the mid-season finale. You can leave us a comment either on our iTunes, on SoundCloud, or go to the Facebook page. It's facebook.com/nerdables. Leave us on Twitter, at Twitter Nerdables Show.
At Nerdables Show.
At Nerdables Show. That's what I said, isn't it?
Well, you were struggling, but
Was it?
yeah.
And then also go ahead and check us out on our Facebook, or on our... No, I'm on Facebook.
We already said the Facebook.
I already said the Facebook page.
They're gonna be there. Okay.
It's Facebook/Nerdables.
Yeah.
Also, go to nerdables.com and check out any other articles we put up. For Ethan, I'm RA saying we will see you in February.
I'm